Welcome back to the Sunday Supplement. Community Shield at Wembley, and for once it really means something. Who does it mean more to, United or City?
Oh, noisy neighbours, new players coming in at United. I mean, I think it means equal amounts to both. I mean, Manchester City should be a different force now. They've had the the first trophy. It's bonded the team together. Mancini, I saw him the other day, and he just looks so much more confident. This is his team. He's got the trophy. He's sorted out that issue with the fans. He is. No, I think it's pretty equal. I'm fascinated to see Aguero coming on, because this guy is a real talent, and I think Mancini was saying he's going to start on the bench. I think it'd be fantastic to see when he comes on, where he plays, whether he plays in a more withdrawn position, because Edin Dzeko hasn't quite worked out. And then, of course, the Manchester United players. As mentioned earlier, Ferguson has bought well, and he's bought early. I think Ashley Young is a terrific player. Whether Valencia starts on the right is another issue. So Nani and Young could start, but Young's simple presence alone could make Nani realise he's got to deliver game in, game out, because he's a terrific player, but he just needs a little bit more consistency. So, I think those two will probably finish. Well, they will finish top two, I'm pretty sure of it. So I think we'll get a slight look at what the season holds. But no, it's going to be lively. It'd be nice to get into a game.
Lots of publicity for Balotelli, with various warnings saying, control yourself. This is the time for him to stand up. I think it was in the Observer here that Mancini, now is the time for Balotelli to come of age. But he can't step clear of controversy. There's always something.
No, and I'm not sure he's going to. I think people also need to take into consideration that he's a young lad. I think he's quite immature as well. He's, from what I gather, he's very attention-seeking. I mean, clearly, going back to Inter Milan, Mourinho didn't fancy him, wasn't having any of him, was he at all?
Yeah.
Mancini's taken him there. Kind of obviously thought that he could put him in check, and he's had a succession of problems, hasn't he? With Mancini. Whether he takes this on board now, he clearly hasn't taken previous problems on board and has continued. Whether he now, changes, I think is debatable.
He's a good player, though. I mean, that semi-final against Manchester United,
I was going to say,
and the final.
I was going to say, Henry, that as a player, he's an awesome talent, though. A handful, strong, quick, isn't he? The most amazing thing, though, the funniest thing about Balotelli is when, at the game against LA Galaxy, when he did the famous back heel, and it was, disrespectful and everything else. It was amazing that if you went out onto any of the sort of football fields, parks and everything else, every kid was trying that back heel.
Yeah, because it's something different.
Completely copied. Yeah.
See, I don't think he's such a bad boy. I mean, what's he actually done? He's thrown a tantrum when he's been substituted. Well, he's a young kid. What is he, 21?
He got sent off 2 or 3 times, hasn't
he? Yeah, he's learned. He's not what I would call a major problem. He's not sort of.
He did drive into a woman's prison, didn't he, with his mates?
That was curiosity.
That's kind of a bit bad.
It sounds like a damn good idea.
He broke into a woman's prison.
But, I mean, I'm talking about Manchester City.
I think he's more eccentric. You look at the hats he wears. You look at the fact that he can't put on a bib properly. It's if the only victim in all this is him.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty harmless. I think that was just curiosity. It was his brother in Milan, and he was rehabilitating, and they went past his women's prison, and we thought, well, this is one film Hollywood hasn't made: footballers breaking into a women's prison.
City don't want him to turn into something of a joke figure, though.
No, but if you talk to people around City, he's quite a popular character. I mean, I can't obviously speak for the players, but you speak to people around the club, and he's a smiling character. He does a lot of work with the community and things like that. I hope he stays. I think he will. No, I think he does the charity work and all the community department things that are really important that players should do. And I think he contributes with that. And he's a good player. And the other thing he's got, Mancini obviously knows him from Inter Milan, rates him, and he can play almost any of those 4 front positions, left, right, 10 or 9.
Would it be fiercer than normal because of the rivalry between them?
I think both teams and both sets of fans are happy that City are back in a position where they can actually challenge. I think it will make Manchester United Manchester one of the greatest football cities in the world now. You've got 2 juggernauts of world football going head to head in the same city. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think the pressure's still on City. I think it means more today to City to win because, yes, they won the FA Cup. If they win the Community Shield as well, it all adds to the belief. Manchester City have lost Community Shields before and gone on and achieved great things. Won the league.
Yeah.
Manchester United.
Yeah.
So losing the Community Shield won't make Manchester United think, oh, no, they're overtaking us. Because they've won and lost them before, and it has no real bearing on the season. And Fergie knows that, and the players will know that. If Manchester City can win it, they'll go, yeah, we've got one over them. Yes, we can do this. Come on. It all helps the belief that this could be the season when City can win it. So I think it's far more important game for City and their belief and getting them off in a positive frame of mind.
Interesting question. United have lost their last 2 visits to Wembley. I wonder if they've ever lost 3 on the trot at Wembley. I doubt it. I'm sure I'll be proved wrong, but I can't remember them, losing 3 matches on the trot. Okay, let's get some predictions now for the season. Henry, your champions?
United, even without Schneider.
Yeah. Paul?
United.
Yeah. And Rob?
God, dare to be different. I'm going to say Man City.
Good. I think United, but City because just growing.
Very
quickly.
Well, if Fergie had that group of players, he'd win the league. If Wenger had that group of players, he'd win the league. So if Mancini's as good as he says he is, and City believe he is, then he should win the league.
Good. Just very briefly, relegation. 3 clubs down.
I think QPR. I think the internal problems there will cause them problems. You want 2 more? I thought we were going to do 1 each. I think Blackburn Rovers. They sold Phil Jones. They may struggle as well. Difficult. I think Wigan losing Cleverley and Zogby are players like that. They're good, well-run, well-owned club, but I think they might struggle.
Struggle as well. Paul?
No, I'm going for the same 3, but I mean, I hate to relegate QPR because I like QPR, but I think the problems with the owners there. I can see them struggling, despite the experience that Warnock's got. But likewise, Blackburn. I think they're in an absolute mess. Wigan, I can see them struggling again. And QPR.
Rob?
Wigan, Wolves, QPR. I hope QPR stay up so Chelsea can beat and get 6 points. The usual suspects. I think it's just.
You think Norwich will survive?
I think there's teams. I think they'll be in the scramble. It's the old cliche, isn't it? There's the 4 or 5 teams who can win the league. There's the rest who are trying to stay, maybe get into the Europa League or top half of the table. And there's a league of their own who are trying to avoid relegation. So there's probably 7 or 8 clubs who will spend the entire season fighting to stave off the threat of relegation.
I think of the promoted clubs. Norwich just spent.
Yeah, you look at some of the quality, don't you, as well? Okay, we got through a lot, and don't forget.